What is going on, guys? DBG here. In this video we are going to be ranking the best budget cards in NBA 2K20 MyTEAM. So these are all cards that I consider to be super cheap. I'm gonna try keep them around 15k or less. Obviously some of these cards might be a little bit more than that because they might have gone up, but at some stage in the past 7 or 8 days all of these cards have been 15k or less. Maybe even 10k or less. There's probably a lot of cards close to the 15k mark or cards that have recently gone below 15k that I have missed out also, because I did make this list of players on Wednesday or Thursday, one of those 2 days, and obviously 2 sets of cards have come out since then. So obviously the budget card versions, or the budget cards that have come out since then, we put in. So yeah, anyway, we're gonna go onto it. There is now S tier, A, B, C, D, F, and worthless. Realistically, considering their budget cards, anything that is below C you probably shouldn't use. So now we're gonna go with Lamar Odom to start it off. So I really like Lamar Odom. I think he is more than capable of competing with budget guys, but it's between one of these two tiers. Previously, I think I have always put him in S tier, but I'm gonna put him in. I really do like this card, but he is a bit outdated. I'm gonna put him in A for now. He's got a really good behind the back, and he's just an overall pretty decent card. So I'm gonna put him there for now. If I do end up changing him, if I do change anyone, it'll probably be Odom before a lot of others. So then we're gonna go with Lance Stevenson. Lance is C. He's a little bit undersized. I really like his release, by the way. That's all I'm going to say. I am a massive fan of Lance Stevenson's release. I think it's one of the easiest releases of the time in the game. However, he is still a 6'5" guard, a little bit undersized, and doesn't have. I think he's only got like 9 Hall of Fame badges. I get it. Odom only has 7, but Odom has got a lot of golds. Then we got Paul Pierce in the worthless category. The reason why he's going worthless category is because he has got both steady shooter, and he can't shoot from the corners. If he could shoot from the corners and only had steady because his stats are really good, I would have him probably in D or F, probably D. However, he's got that horrible combo. Then we got Gerald Wallace. Gerald Wallace is a good cheap player. He's a good cheap player to run your squad. He's gonna go into C tier. He's gonna go B. He's better than Lance. At the small forward position, he will hit shots at quite a decent rate, but he won't do too much else apart from that. And actually, he's a really good defender, sorry. Then we got D tier, Miles Bridges. He's just too undersized. C. Let's put him C. He's not great. He's not great, but he's not terrible. He can defend a little bit, he can play a little bit in the post, and he can hit wide open jumpers. Then we have got Andre Iguodala. Again, I think Iguodala's on like the same tier as Bridges. He's better defensively, but everything else he's probably even. And we got Marvin Bagley. Marvin Bagley's going B. He's an elite tier cheap center. That's all I'm going to say. He is very good, but there are better cards coming up, and he doesn't quite have range extender, which is a bit of a problem. Then we got Scalabrine. Let's put Scal in. It'll be one of these two tiers. I'd say I'd be more leaning towards. He might end up moving, but I'll have him in B for now. And we got Bonga. As far as big point guards go for cheap, you can't get much better than Bonga. I'm not going to quite put him in S, but he's A. Then we got S tier Dino. If you can get Dino for under 10k, he is a steal. For under 10k, he's an S tier player. No question about that one. He is an absolutely... He has everything except range. His only problem is he's got range, and he hacks people. Then we have got one of the most interesting cards, and we have just lost connection to our mouse, and it's back. One of the most interesting cards is Ray Allen. I do really like this card, but I don't think he's significantly better than Lance Stevenson. I think he shoots really well. I don't think he's much worse than the Opal pre-Evo, but he's going to go C. And we got Bagley. Bagley is A or B. I like Bagley more than... Bamba. Mo Bamba. I like Bamba more than Bagley, but I also don't think Bamba is as good as Bol, who's going to come up a bit later. So let's put Bamba in B for now, but he might get moved up. Then we have got Rick Barry. Rick Barry, I think, is just slightly worse than all these cards. He's not terrible, but he's going to go D tier. Actually, you know what I was saying? Anything below C tier you probably shouldn't use. You probably shouldn't use these cards, but they're not bad. None of them are bad. Then we got Russo Westbrook. If we're talking about TTO, B if we're talking about unlimited. I'm going to say unlimited right here because he goes right down into the worthless tier. Then we've got Nick Batum. As much as I really do want to put this guy in S, and in terms of value, I can make an argument that he should be S. There are better cards right now. There are better cards. As much as I hate to say it, value-wise, there are better cards. He's going A. He's comfortably in A, but he's A. Then we've got another S tier. If this guy is below 15,000 MT, you better believe it, that Eddie Curry is a complete steal for anything under 30k. Then we have got Katina Mobley. Mobley's just a little bit undersized, but his release is fantastic. So D. He's just he's too small. We've had no F tier players right now. And we got Kevin Huerter. I like 107. I don't like anything else about Kevin Huerter, but again, he's got 107. I don't think it's as good as Ray Allen base. I don't think he's as good as Lance Stevenson, but I'll keep him in D. I think he's fine there. Then we've got OG Anunoby. OG's got some great length. He really does. The fact that he can't play, if he could play a 2, he'd be a lot better, but he's got a pretty decent jump shot. He's got good length at 6'8". Can shoot the ball quite well. Okay going to the basket, great defensively, so he's going bang smack in the middle in C. We got Paul Silas. Paul Silas going 1 tier above in B. He's got that elite release. He's got Paul George base, which isn't great on half quick draw, but on goal quick draw, I think it is cash. It's a little bit like Kobe base, where I much prefer it on goal quick draw. He's got a pretty okay upper as well. Defensively, he's got basically every badge and it's fantastic. And we got Craig Elo. He's just your bang average, run-of-the-mill spot-up shooter. Will hit shots, won't do much else. Then we got Dennis Scott. He's your bang average run-of-the-mill shooter, but he's a very good defender with good length. 6'8", long wingspan, as well as the fact that he's got a pretty good release. Yeah, even though I prefer Craig Elo's release, Dennis Scott is just definitely better. But Joe Smith, I don't like this card. I'm saying this right now. He's got Thoreau's release on half quick draw, which is base 22. He's got some okay animations. He's got great length at 6'10" for the small forward position. If you're just looking at stats, he should be better than Odom, but he's just not. Like, you will never see me running with Steve Smith in a budget squad, but you will see me running with Odom most of the time when I run like extreme budget squads, but you will never see me using this card. Like, I will use all these cards over Steve Smith. So Steve Smith is going down here in D tier. Then we got GOAT tier Dwyane Wade. Self-explanatory. I'm not taking... In reality, Dwyane Wade's probably... I love his release. He's such a good shooter that I couldn't put him any lower than B tier. When he's evoed up, he's not even that expensive. He is fantastic. But yeah, I'm going to put him... No, let's put him A. He probably, with his evo, he probably does belong there. Because this guy needs to go into S tier. Dwayne Wade Diamond card. He's been out quite a while, and the guy that introduced a lot of people that didn't have much MT to base 98. A fantastic release, a fantastic shooter, a fantastic driving dunk, great behind the back, and he just does a little bit of everything on the floor. And we got Larry Johnson. I don't like this card, but he's not quite D tier. He's a pretty good cheap pink diamond, so he's going C. We got Ryan Anderson. He spots up and shoots well. I'm going to have to move a lot of guys down, because I prefer Ryan Anderson to Scalabrine. So I'm probably going to have to move some of these guys from C down, some of the guys from D down, but sure, look, it is what it is. And then we have Guy Xiaoqi, who's going same tier as Bagley and Bamba. Kind of for the same reasons, they're very similar cards. And we got Joe Caldwell. Caldwell's not quite Dwayne Wade, he's got base 98 as well. Doesn't quite have the SIGs of Wade and can't play at the point guard position, so he's going A tier, but yeah, he's very good. He's very, very good. John Mclaughlin, he can hit shots, but nothing else, so he's F. Like, he doesn't shoot the same way as Craig Elo, so that's where he's going there. Sekou Doumbouya, F. The only reason he's not in the worth, his release is broken. He's got the Aaron Gordon release, it's broken. The only reason he's not in worthless tier is because he has a duo with Nick Batum. Then we have got one of the most underrated cards in the game. Going into A tier is Dale Ellis. Dale Ellis has got the Pro 2 tween. He has got Kobe upper, which is one of the easiest uppers in the game for most bases. He also has got the Ray Allen base, which is really, really easy. So he's got great animations, great stats, great badges, great release. The only reason people still underrate this card is because they've never used him. This card is really, really good, lads. It is really good. As far as budget cards go, it's right up there the best. I would probably take him over a Joe Caldwell. He's like a 6'7" Pete Maravich. And we got Nerlens Noel. Nerlens Noel's going the same tier as these guys. He's a really good defensive center, pretty good off the catch when he's wide open, but that's really it. Then we have got Danny Manning. No doubt about it. Danny Manning's going S tier. Danny Manning has got the Pro 1 behind the back, which is not ideal, but it still glitches people's feet. He has got base 11, which I really do like. The release or all just base, same difference. His upper, a lot of people don't like it. I actually prefer his upper. He's got a very similar upper to a James Worthy. Got a bunch of Hall of Fame badges, like more Hall of Fame badges than a hell of a lot of opals. He's also got unbelievable stats in the post, as well as being a great shooter, great dribbler, great defender, badges wise, and is a 6'10" small forward. So yeah, Danny Manning's going S tier. Then we've got Penny B. His release is broken. Like, if Penny had a better release, he'd be A at least. Like, Bonga is way better than Penny in my opinion. And he's also got a terrible behind the back, terrible sigs. He's got a bit of height, that's it. Then we got Sean Bradley. I'm putting Bradley in B because he is money. He is money, lads. He's 7'6", so obviously he has a he's a bit like Taco in the way that he's very easy to use. He's not as cheesy as Taco for beginner players because he can't bully people as much as Taco can, and his wingspan doesn't seem like it's 15 foot long. Like Taco's wingspan, I'm not sure it is, but it literally just feels like it's 15 foot. He feels just bigger and stronger than everybody else. However, Sean Bradley is like another Yao Ming. He's a better pink diamond Yao Ming. That's what I'm going to say. He's a better pink diamond Yao. His release is really good as well. Then we've got this Dwayne Wade right here, the power forward, small forward one. Because he can play small forward, if he was power forward center, he'd be in the worthless tier, but because he can play small forward, I'm going to put him in the F tier. There is no reason to use him because he is like barely cheaper than this card here, who can play two positions. He can play both these positions okay. He's not going to be good in either of these positions. He's going to be fantastic in TTO, don't get me wrong, but there's no point using him. Then we got Tony Parker. He's just too small, but his release is really good. His release is really good, but he's too small to be effective, so I can't put him above D tier. I can't. Then we have got Bill Lambert, F. He is worthless. His release is broken. He's in the worthless tier. Stats-wise, he's fantastic, though. Stats-wise, he is fantastic. That release is bad, lads. It is bad. I get it, he's a pink diamond. I get he's cheap pink diamond, but he's going to F tier. Then we have got Daryl Griffith. This Daryl Griffith card is good. He's good. He's only 6'4", which is why I'm not putting him above B tier. But he's got a good release, good handle, unbelievable stats for a pink diamond, and he's like 4 or 5 KMT. He's a steal. Then we got Kobe White, who's going into B tier as well. Same kind of reasons as Daryl Griffith. He's got a great release, great sigs. The problem with Kobe White is that his defense isn't the greatest, and he doesn't. I can't remember what badge is it he doesn't have. Oh, he can't dunk. That's it. 75 driving dunk isn't great. Otherwise, though, he is a pretty good defender and is up there with the best diamond point guards in this game. Then we got Brook Lopez. I don't like Brook Lopez release, but he's a good pick and pop jump shooter. You can definitely argue him to be higher than this, one higher in B tier, but I'm going to put him in C for now because he's just that little bit slow. And we do have a lot of the best players still to come up. Like, a lot of these guys that we are still going to look at are really, really good. So we've gone through a lot of the good players here, but there are some great ones to come. We got Cliff Robinson. I don't like this card, but he's not terrible. He's a 6'10" wing. I just think he's way worse than Lamar Odom, so there's no reason why I would ever use him. I've tried him out once or twice and didn't like him. He's kind of similar level to Steve Smith. Oh, I'm moving Steve Smith up a tier. I'm moving Steve Smith up a tier, and I'm moving, because he doesn't do anything except catch and shoot, I'm going to move Elo down a tier. Then we got Thanasis Antetokounmpo, F or D. Can't really shoot the ball, doesn't have great length. It doesn't really do anything. So let's put him in F. He's not quite worthless. He's not quite worthless tier, but he's F. Then we got Jordan Poole. Same debate between Craig Elo and Thanasis. Same debate between Thanasis, D or C. He's worse than Craig Elo though, so D or F. Let's put him F. Then we've got Daequan Cook. Daequan Cook is going right up here in A tier. Daequan Cook's release is so good. He's the same release as Delon Wright, which literally it mimics 98. Like, if you looked at it, you would think it was 98. Like, very few people can tell the difference. But it's a really easy release. Super good off the catch. He's got the Pro 2 tween, which is elite. He's got everything. I don't think he is good. Is it either his size up or his hezzy isn't good, but Sigs aren't the greatest in the world in terms of like in the half court, but he can tween up and down the floor. Not the greatest dunker, but again, a card that I really, really do like, and I think he's A tier. He's definitely A tier. And we got Al Harrington, S. Al Harrington's probably, in terms of like pink diamond power forwards, he'd be A tier. However, as far as budget cards go, considering this guy a lot of the times 4,000 MT or less, I gotta put him right up there with the top guys. Al Harrington, man, he's got Melo's release, which is great, except for when he's shooting the corners. It's a really good release. He's got the Pro 8 tween, which is better than Pro 2. He's got the best hop step in the game. His Al Harrington card, he's also an inch taller than Melo. This card is better than the Campus Legends Melo. I don't think he's quite better than the other Melo, the Prime Melo, but he's better than the Campus Legends Melo, without question. Then we got Stacey Augmon. Pre-Evo, he's like Nick Batum, but with half quick draw. Post-Evo, he's without question S tier. But no, he's like he's slightly smaller, but better stats-wise Batum. He's very, very similar standard there, and he kind of does the same thing. He's a good 3D count. Then we've got Bol, who I'm also going to put up here in A tier. Bol is a card that I really do like. I kind of have to differentiate. Like, Bol's at a very similar standard to a Bagley or a Bamba or a Zhou. These guys right here, as well as Bol, are very similar standard. But because I think I prefer Bol out of all of them, I think for me anyway, he's the best of them all. I'm going to put Bol one tier higher in A tier than all of them, but he could very easily be here. And if you want to put him down in tier, I'm not going to argue that. Then we have got Desean Stevenson. This is a tough one. I really do enjoy this card. This is a tough one between S tier or A tier. I think we got a lot of great cards coming up, so I'm going to put him A tier. But he's got a great hop step, great dunk animations, great defense. It's a weird one because I don't think he has the longest wingspan. Like, I've been looking at him on database sites, he doesn't seem to have the longest wingspan, but he looks like he has got extendo arms. As well as that, he just plays lane so well. This is one of my favorite cheap cards in the game. However, I'm not quite sure he's S tier. Then we got Wesley Johnson. Wesley's A as well. Like, a lot of these new cards are A. They're all good. They're all good. I think I might move. Do I move? I can't move Dean Wade down because he's Dean Wade. An awful lot of these are 3&D with cones in this tier. And I don't want to move Bonga down. I'll see. I might end up moving someone down. Then we got Quinton Richardson. He's A tier as well, without question. He's a little bit small at 6'6", but his release is fantastic. His SIGs are fantastic. And his stats are really good. And for his price, he is an absolute steal. Like, I think I picked mine up for 6,500 a couple of days ago. It's ridiculous. Hakeem Warwick. A or B? I'm going to put him B. But I do think Hakeem Warwick is a good card. I do think he is a really good card. He's got a great tween. Pretty good release. He's great on defense. He's good. He's definitely good, especially for his price, because I picked mine up for like 2,000 MT. Jamario Moon, lads. Jamario Moon is going S. He's going S. He's like... He's got a huge player build. He can play the 2. He's got Dean Wade's release. He's basically like, imagine if Dean Wade had Magic's behind the back and a better upper. Actually, no, it's the same release as Dean Wade. I think he's just left-handed. Imagine if Dean Wade had Magic's behind the back and a better dunk. That's basically what this card is right here. And can play the 2. A card that I really, really enjoy. Could you debate him to be a tier lower? Probably, but the few games I've used Jamario Moon, he has killed it. So I'm going to put him in S. Then we got Onyeka Okongwu, B. He's not terrible. Trust me, he is not terrible. Got a pretty decent release. Okay 3-ball. Stats-wise, pretty good. Badges-wise, he's pretty good as well. I think B tier is fair for him. Then we have got Brian. Is it Brian Russell? He's got Scotty release, and that's his problem. I can't put him... If this was an overall tier list, that would have more of an effect on him. But because this is a budget tier list and he does have fantastic stats and fantastic SIGs, having Scotty release, which is terrible, is only going to put him down in B tier, but he has Scotty release, so I can't put him any higher. Then we got Jim Jackson. I'm a big, big fan of this card right here. Jim Jackson's going A tier. Jim Jackson, way better stats than Jamario Moon. He's 2 inches smaller, unfortunately. Same behind the back. He's got good SIGs. Okay release, but nowhere near as good as Moon. And yeah, I've used him in a few games. I do enjoy the card, but not as much as Jamario Moon. Then we've got Kenny Anderson. Worthless. He's a 6 foot tall point guard. He can't dunk and he's got no good stats. He's in the worthless category, and he's a recent card. Then we got Anthony Edwards. This is a close one. I'm going to put him in S because he's like a way better Joe Caldwell. He's like Joe Caldwell, but he's got a Hall of Fame range and with better SIGs. His SIGs aren't quite Dwayne Wade's. I think it's debatable whether this card or Dwayne Wade and Pink Diamond or Diamond you guys think is better. However, I think Anthony Edwards in this type of tier list, I would take him over, offensively, definitely over any of these guys. Yeah, if you want a 3-and-D Cone, Augman, Wesley Johnson are going to be better. Or even Jim Jackson. But I think, even if you want a 3-and-D Cone, take Russell over them. But I think as a out-and-out scorer, can't get much better than Edwards, unless you're looking at Wade. Then we've got the couple players. Mirasan, F. Can't shoot the 3 at all, can't move at all, and a 60 stamina. Then we got Taco, D. Again, I don't see any reason to use these two cards right here when this card is so cheap. Like, Bradley is so much better than Taco and Mirasan that I can't put them above these tiers. But they're not worthless. Like, a 7'7" card cannot be in a worthless tier. They're never worthless. For new players, they are not worthless. But nobody that's played this game for more than 3 weeks would ever use these cards. Then we have got Myers Leonard, D. Okay, so we are very top heavy here, so I might start moving a couple down tiers. Move Okongwu down one. He doesn't Okongwu doesn't have the tendencies that his other card has, which is a big problem. I'm good with this. No, I'm good with this. Our top half does have that little bit more, but I'm good with this. Yeah, I'm fine with that. So this is our tier list. These are my top guys for cheap. Basically, these first three tiers, all these guys are more than usable. Then you've got into the C and D where you probably can use them, but I wouldn't advise using them. Then you've got F where I definitely wouldn't advise using. And you've got Worthless who please just don't. Unless you're playing TTO and it's Westbrook, just don't use anyone the Worthless tier. So anyway, yeah, that is pretty much it. That's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.
I think you only love me cause I'm poppin'. This a layup, this a rebound, then it's robbing. Tyson with the fade, not the hair, my hands rocking. When I link with ball point, you know it's not